YouTube, welcome back. Welcome back to another video with your boy Abe Shaw. We are officially back with the Sunday market breakdown analysis. And what better way to start it off with, honestly, I was going to do all of the indices, but this week I want to focus on just Nas100 in particular. And the reason why I'm focusing on Nas100 is because if y'all remember, it was getting closer around this time last year, close to like, well, it was more so in August, as we starting to get to August, as we start to end the month of July. Nas100 was once again on a downtrend. It was on a great downtrend area, and we was talking about on a 4-hour and a day chart how the market was looking, and it was setting us up for a major buy setup. And sure enough, if you have been trading these past couple of weeks, or if you have been trading just the last week in general, you already know what's been going on the charts when it comes to trading Nas100. So without further ado, let's really just come over here on the chart and let's hop straight into this video. No fluff, no updates, no nothing, just straight to the gems. We back posting. Alright, so this is officially the Nas100 chart, man. Like, oh my gosh. Like, if you've been in indices like this, literally the summer months is crazy because trading, usually when people trade back in the past, like, literally probably around, like, you could say 2020, 2021, 2022, people were saying, like, oh, like, the summer months was the worst time to trade in the charts. Like, people typically don't trade, take the summer months off. And it's like, no, that's not true. You could trade all season, all year long if you choose to. You just gotta be able to adapt and understand what the market conditions are and how to capitalize off of those moves. But don't worry, here I am now showing y'all what we're gonna be looking for really for the remainder of this month as well as going into August, what we can expect to like look for on the charts. And not only am I gonna give y'all like an overall outlook perspective of what I'm looking for, I'm gonna also give y'all a couple of trades that you guys can look for to take in the chats and it's on the in the markets when the markets open back up this week, right? So without further ado, let's talk about it. So month of July, literally it was a strong uptrend. First 2 weeks of July, we had like a strong uptrend that was going on. Beautiful, right? July 1st to the 10th, it's been a strong uptrend. Then the market started to make its downtrend patterns, right? So then we started seeing those breakouts, this crazy news that came out. The market gave us a retest. And then what I love to teach in my academy, what I love to teach on the YouTube space is when I talk about those lower highs. When the market fails to close higher than the last previous highest point, that's how you know that the market is starting to form its downtrend perspectives. And every time it comes back to retest previous resistance levels or previous areas that it rejected off of, as long as it doesn't fail, well, as long as it fails price, as long as it fails to break the price, that is how you know that the market is starting its downtrend. And obviously, it's easier to say that now, like looking at the charts now compared to like if you're actually in the market. But that comes with experience of just understanding where you are on a day-to-day basis. Now, looking at this, like I said, strong sell-offs. Tuesday, market took off for those sales. It pulled back on Wednesday, created another lower high structure. It then dropped. It did the same thing on Thursday, came back, found another resistance, created another lower high. And Friday, that's why we kept seeing those downtrends on the charts. Now, there are some news that's coming out this week in particular that will be making the market a little crazy. Ouch. And that will be one, the existing home sales. Two, French flash manufacturing PMIs. So for people that trade like the Euro pairs, GBP pairs, all of those indices, different pairs like that. The Euro, the GBP, USD, like literally Wednesday is gonna be a movie. Wednesday and Thursday, honestly. But specifically heavily on Wednesday, London session. If you trade London, if you don't trade London, you might want to wake up from London session because it's going to be setting us up for some major crazy opportunities, not even just on Nas100, but on US 30 and Germany 40 as well, right? So, but looking at this, let's focus on, I'm on a 4-hour time frame. Let's focus on what we're looking at. So 4-hour day chart, here's the bigger picture that I want to try to focus on. This was the last main buy area, the last main higher low, like the one that started it all, the last biggest pullback on the charts for Nas100. This was all the way back in April. The next closest kind of like pullback was right around this area right here. This was in May. And all this was the market had broke out of the zone. And this sell was basically a retest back to the zone structure before the continuation of the uptrend. Obviously, looking at it from a day chart perspective, if you're not even a swing trader, you might not want to look at it from a day chart perspective. I'm over here getting tongue twisters. But by doing that, it will allow you to see like what the overall bigger picture is. So most of the times I usually set my resistance and support based off of the day. Then I come down to the 4 hour and then into the 1 hour and then so on and so on as I'm looking for where are we at on a day-to-day basis, like going from Monday to Tuesday, Wednesday to Thursday type of thing. Right. So when you see on the 4 hours, it's looking it's a more cleaner, right? So you see where the mini zones is at, you see where it broke out, where it retested to, where the sweet spots was at before it took off for major buys. And that takes me to my point of what I'm looking at for this week. Thursday, Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we saw these downtrends. And usually on Fridays, we typically see some form of reversals. But this Friday in particular, I was like, no, I'm not touching it. I'm going to wait until next week because what I want to see on the chart is what is going to happen when the market comes back to the same area that it was at back at the end of June. Last time it was at this price, Nas100 took off for 12,000 pips, right? Depending on what broker it is, it could be more. It could be 120,000. It could be 12,000. It could be 1,200. Whatever that is for you. For our broker, it's 12,000 pips. We catch the swings off of this. This is like one of my favorite type of swing trades that I'm going to look for, right? And there's going to be, when I say this, take this with a grain of salt. So there's going to be like two things I'm looking for. Obviously, yes, it's probably going to be 1,000 people just like me looking for this buy. But there's also a chance that we might see for some reason the market want to stay as a downtrend. Like the news to come out, and Nas100 could easily just pump back inside this market, comes back inside under this support level, creates a lower high, and go back to the downside and make its way down here. Either down here or at least maybe before we even get to that price, this was the last main zone that Nas100 can come to. Preferably, what I would love to see is just maybe a fake breakout. So what I'm gonna look for this week, what I'm gonna give y'all too, like from what I'm looking for, I wouldn't care if the market gives us a fake break outside of this zone and then decides to close. So like a push outside of the zone and then closes back above the zone. And then once it closes back above the zone, then that's when we'll look to take our buys on Nas100. And there's two different ways I can do this. Typically, if you're in my Cinnamon chat or if you're in my personal mentees, I'm gonna tell y'all when I'm entering my sniper entry. But the more like safer, the more high probability setup would be to wait until it closes above this previous lower high structure right here. Technically, yes, I could say all the way up here. Once it breaks above here, this would be a good buy too. But I'm gonna do y'all a service and say, actually, let me see how many pips this is first. If this is from here to here, 1,200 pips, I'll go ahead and just give y'all this buy setup right here. All right, so yes, I'm gonna give y'all this buy setup right here. So what we're gonna look for, and I'll make sure I download this and post this on my trading view site. So for those that want to add me on there, maybe I'll put it in the bio down below. But what we're gonna be looking for on this chart, I want us to anticipate a fake breakout side of the zone. Once you get the fake breakout side of the zone, like if it comes back down to the support level, the moment it closes back above, you guys could take buys around 19,000. I want to do it like right here, 19,640. Let's see. Boom. And how do we know? Because when we look to the left of the chart, this was that same bottom of the zone where every time it came to this price, it tipped back up to this resistance level, and then it sold off from there. So that's going to be the same perspective that we're going to look for this today. And one thing I've been stressing and teaching in my academy recently is like, even though we all, I don't know what type of style of trader you guys trade. You guys could probably trade with your brokers. You could probably trade with your savings, your IRAs and stuff, things of that nature. When it comes to like really like looking for long-term portfolios, you can take this opportunity to look for long-term swings, like buying at $19,642 and being able to make $1,000 off of that if it goes to $20,642. Cool, like that's a hell of a return on investment. But if you're trading like with brokers where we could leverage our own investment money, and I could pop a dollar lot size, and that dollar lot size can make me $10,000 off of this one swing if I'm looking for the full swing up here. Like different perspectives, right? But I know everybody got their own style of trading. But it's my job to kind of, it ain't my job, but I'll be doing y'all this service if I don't educate y'all on other ways that y'all can do it. But for today, for this week, what we're going to look for, this is going to be one of the buy setters I'm actually putting my signal chat, but this is going to be one of the main ones I want y'all to look for this week as well. So as of right now, it's outside the zone. So the moment it closes back inside the zone, you guys can look for the buys around 19,640. If it decides that it wants to break outside this zone, then you can go ahead and look for the entry around 19,965, right? Let's see. So we're gonna go here. Let's see. We're gonna go TP1, 360 pips. Boom. TP2, 660. Boom. TP3, 950. Boom. TP4, 1,200 pips. And then, like I was saying, if it does decide that it wants to break outside the zone, then you guys can look to swing this trade. Really, we're gonna start. My overall goal for literally going into August would be swing traders to the top of the zone. And maybe I'll update y'all periodically through every breakdown, through every video that I end up dropping on YouTube with that. But keep in mind, even though I want to look for the swing trades, doesn't mean the market is going to give me what I want. So if it makes a retest, and it's actually going to lead me to my next point too, I guess, that I can give y'all. And I'm gonna make sure I publish this. I gotta make sure maybe I do it right now so I don't even forget. Publish. Nas100 buy setup. And of course I set that in all type of caps. Looking for the market to close back inside the zone. From there, I will look to take this buy setup back to the previous lower high area. Hopefully this will be good. Sometimes trading you be like, oh, not long enough. This will be long position. Public, everybody can see it. Analysis, I don't know why. It's look like I might be tripping right now. Right. Whatever. Cool. All right, whatever. All right, so this is gonna be the first official set I'll give you. I'm giving you the buy setup. But let's talk about if it fails to break out of this zone and Abe, that buy talk you was talking about, the market wasn't ready just yet. Right. So the market isn't ready just yet for that buy. Two things, and I'm gonna say that for the end. So two things we can look for. If it retests the top of the zone and fails to break, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna look for the sell. And we're gonna flip this. I'm gonna show y'all where that sell area is gonna come from. So you can look here to the left. This was a previous mini zone that it was planning on a 15-minute time frame. And then the moment it broke this candlestick right here, that price was a sweet spot area for those sales. So you can see every time I pushed up to this area, they gave us a double top and sold off right around that price. So this is where I'm gonna set that sell area. Our stop losses was gonna be right above that zone. And then we're gonna look to take profit right back at the previous zone stretchers, but on our way back down. Of course, I'm giving you 4 different TP options again, just in case the market does decide to like create a higher low and go ahead and break outside the zone. Right. So TP1, I'm about to say that's spot on to where I usually have it at 350, TP2, 660, TP3, 950, and then TP4, 1200. So for those that don't know how my TPs work, usually it's based off of like you get to choose like how much you're willing to risk per trade or what you want your risk to reward to be per trade, right? Most people be like, oh, like your stop loss is 660 pips, and then your first TP is 360. Like that's not a good risk reward for me. So I'll go for TP2. So that way it's like a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. But if you are new here, if you are new to trading indices, or if you already trade indices, you already know how easy it is for the market to just quickly smack TP1. So even though I got my stop loss right here just to let the trade breathe, because you can easily get whipped out. But if you want to bring your stop loss down, be my guest. But usually I always put above the zone, or literally for me, I can't speak for everybody else, but for me personally, the entries I take are precise and always off of support and resistance. So 9 times out of 10, when I get ready to enter this trade, is based off of the momentum. So I'm not catching drawdown, I'm catching entries like this. I enter here, next candlestick, boom, TP1, TP2, TP3 smash. And you can ask any of my Center Chat members, they'll tell you that's how quick my trades smack. And actually, I'm gonna make sure my community chat link is on the YouTube and the YouTube bio. So if you want to join the community chat, obviously you won't get access to my signals because that's actually in the signal chats. But in the community chat, you can talk to other traders and kind of like build your own community in there if you choose to. Like I got that community chat created just to make it like a open space for traders to come in there and talk. Some people talk, some people don't. I talk in there if people talk in there. If you don't talk in there, then I'm not going to talk in there. But if you want to have it up in the community chat, it is there for y'all to use that space for whatever you choose. No free promos though. Like actually, you could drop trade breakdowns and trade ideas, but no like come in there with your business stuff. None of that, because I will kick you out. All right. So Nas100 sell opportunity for if the market fails to close above the resistance. Usually we might see fake breakout first and then the sales will come based off the news. All right, cool. And I can't, who is the thing that based off, like, bro, what is happening? Based off the news. Resistance. All right, Nas100 sell analysis. Let me say that. Short. All right. Cool. All right, so that's officially the end of this breakdown. But I do want to chop it up with y'all too. So actually, I can talk to y'all right here while we on it. So that way I don't talk about it when it's end. All right, so that's on you, right? So if in any scenario, two things, the buy setup, cool, great. We take the buys, boom, the market breaks out, it goes for the buys, all TP smash for 200 pips, great. If the market rejects this area and it starts to go for the sales, now you have another opportunity. That's trade idea number 2. You take the sales back to that same TP1, TP2, TP3, wherever you set your go to. Let's say you set a TP4, great. TP4 smash, boom. If the market comes back here and it closes above this area, like if it bounces off of this, or let's say it comes here, it fails to break out of here, and it starts to make its bull run again, the moment it closes back above that zone, that original buy entry that I gave y'all is still a go. You can either enter there, or you could be sniper and enter right off of this support level if it fails to break this zone. Both of these entries are both valid that you guys can look to take off of the charts, right? There's a lot of times where people in my academy, people in my center chat, they'll ask like, hey, is this trade still valid? Is it still a green light? Is it still a go? Yes, the market is still good. As long as it's following the exact rules that we had in place, as long as it's respecting support, as long as it's respecting resistance, the trade is still a green light. This trade is still good for you guys to capitalize off of and use to the best of your ability. Like I said this week, like I said, every Sunday from here on out, literally I didn't might record on Friday, so that way I make sure this video is already ready for y'all on Sunday. I do want to make sure I'm getting back active, giving y'all more value. I will update y'all later on in the week with how the market is reacting. If you want to follow me on my trading page, this Trade with Abe on Instagram, Trade with Abe on TikTok. I'm going to post more on there. And then, of course, y'all already know, if you want to join the Signals chat, feel free to literally go to the website, enroll in the Signals chat. That way you get access to all of my trade ideas for not only Nas100, but SPS, US 30, Germany 40, Japan 25, the whole 9. Alright. Thank you guys for enjoying this video. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace out.